Raja Jackson, the son of the UFC legend Rampage Jackson, was actually arrested today for brutally beating down a wrestler at an event late last month. According to TMZ Sports, they learned that the 25-year-old was taken into custody early this morning and was booked on a felony charge. And it shows that he's still behind bars, but he's being held on $50,000 bond. We can't just look at it in a vacuum. Is it assault or not? Because if there's violence committed within a ring, either boxers or wrestlers, that's not considered assault. It should be looked at like that. And the reality of that is that he wasn't trying to hurt anyone, and he should have never been put in the ring in the first place. So I think that's what they're going to go with. I don't know if people are going to buy it.
I firmly 1000% believe he belongs in jail. To completely go off script and try to kill someone.
No, you're mentally insane.
Is insane. A guy tried to pull him off.
Yeah, that's
and
what
he
I
was
think.
still
He
fighting
kept on
back.
going.
I thought I was watching someone try to commit murder. Young men try to emulate their father. If he saw his dad constantly beating out of people, and if his dad especially was tough on him growing up, he's gonna want to prove that he is the tough guy.
Raja Jackson has officially been arrested following his brutal attack on pro wrestler Syko Stu. The shocking incident has shaken both the MMA and wrestling communities, with disturbing footage of the assault spreading online rapidly and sparking outrage among fans. Authorities confirm Jackson is currently behind bars after being booked on a felony charge, with his bond set at $50,000. Syko is now weighed in on the controversy surrounding Rampage Jackson's son, Raja Jackson, who is facing a felony charge after his violent attack on wrestler Syko Stu. With Raja now behind bars and a $50,000 bond, Syko shared his thoughts on the situation, reacting to the arrest and the chaos it has caused around Rampage's family name.
Raja Jackson, Raja Jackson was arrested today on a felony charge for his brutal attack on Syko Stu, and his bond has been set at $50,000. $50K, you gonna pay his bond?
Well, that sucks.
Oh, nah.
Well, we don't even know who that is.
Raja Jackson, the GOAT, the kick streamer.
You keep saying Roger Jackson, like we're gonna
Rampage Jackson's son.
Who the fuck is that?
Rampage Jack. Oh, what are you talking about? The Huzzies?
Who?
Okay, so is it free Raja Jackson or lock him up? Because
I don't fucking know who that is.
Just say
so
free
I can't
him. Free.
say anything.
But Syko Stu has a good case, man. Like I'm prayers for Syko Stu. I'm glad he's feeling better. Are you siding with Syko Stu or Raja?
I don't fucking know who they are.
Okay, we'll hit the treadmill, huh?
On the other hand, Rampage Jackson has confirmed that his son Raja Jackson is no longer behind bars following his arrest for the violent attack on wrestler Syko Stu. He revealed that Raja's $50,000 bond has already been paid and that his son is back home after spending the night in custody. The news comes just a day after Raja was booked on a felony charge, with the disturbing footage of the assault continuing to circulate widely online.
Hey, I'm doing okay. I'm holding up well. How's driving? He's doing okay. He's doing okay. You all right? He at home now. Okay, good. Thank you. Hey, he got to learn his lesson.
We're with you, brother. Yeah, 100%. I didn't want to chime in, but you already know.
Yeah. Hey, it is what it is. All I can do is be a dad, you know what I'm saying? He don't listen to me. At the end of the day, he can't say that I didn't do what I was supposed to do as a dad.
Your reaction was solid, bro.
However, this is not confirmed yet whether Raja Jackson has been bailed or not, but the MMA fans are left baffled by the delay in Raja Jackson's arrest, questioning why it took nearly a month despite clear video evidence of the assault on Syko Stu. Jackson was finally booked on a felony charge, but many argue that he should have been jailed the very next day. According to the confusion, Rampage Jackson was spotted live streaming on Kick at the same time the news broke, leading fans to wonder if he even learned about his son's arrest while on stream. The situation has sparked debate online, with many demanding answers about why justice took so long.
Why did it take this long to arrest Raja Jackson? Raja Jackson was arrested yesterday, Thursday, for the assault of Syko Stu. He's been booked on a felony charge and is behind bars. The bond is $50K. Can someone please explain to me why this took like a month to happen? I mean, the video is there. What more do you need? And the part that bothers me the most about this entire situation, I saw this tweet. 3 Twitter scrolls later, I'm looking at Rampage Jackson live on Kick, some clip. Obviously, I don't know the dynamic between Raja and Rampage Jackson, but how can you just be live streaming and your son is getting arrested? I'm pretty sure he found out that Raja got arrested while on stream. He saw the same tweet I did. Either way, this took way longer than it should have. Raja Jackson should have been in jail the day after it all came out. The video is insane. Comment down below what you think. Why is Rampage Jackson live streaming while his son is being arrested? Somebody make it make sense.
Meanwhile, YouTube star Ross broke the news that Raja Jackson had officially been arrested, citing a TMZ report that surfaced less than an hour earlier. He noted that how the situation had been quiet for weeks since the incident. Ross recalled how many people had been calling for Raja's arrest when the story first unfolded and confirmed that it had finally happened.
Raja Jackson has officially been arrested. This has just been reported by TMZ like maybe 30 minutes ago. You know, TMZ, they're very quick with getting information, and usually if they get the information, then it's usually accurate. I know it's kind of been quiet, you know, for I want to say a few weeks now after the whole situation with Raja Jackson. A lot of people were talking about it, you know, when it initially happened, and a lot of people were wanting him to get arrested. Well, it's finally happened.
Ross reflected on the situation, calling it unfortunate and avoidable. He suggested that Raja Jackson struggles with mental and emotional gaps, which may stem from his relationship with his father. Ross emphasized that counseling is needed, not just for Raja alone, but for both his father and son together. He felt that the current approach comes across as placing all responsibility on Raja to fix things by himself, rather than offering real support to help him.
It's unfortunate. This whole situation was easily avoidable. I think when it all comes down to it, there are some mental gaps, you know, mental and emotional gaps that he has going on for himself. I think a lot of that stems from his father and his relationship with his father. And I think there needs to be some type of counseling, not just for Raja. I think counseling for them together as, you know, father and son. Because the way he's saying, he's like, yeah, he needs to get help and all this other stuff. It, to me, and I could be wrong, it comes off as he needs to do that and figure it out on his own, and that's it. Instead of we're gonna try to get him help.
Ross described Raja Jackson's path as one of destruction and chaos, pointing out how quickly he can lose control to the point of nearly killing someone. He admitted being shocked that it took so long for any legal action to be taken, given the seriousness of the situation. Ross added that from the outside, it looked like Raja was simply chilling at home with no clear signs of discipline or accountability. Not even from his father.
Because the path that he's going down is straight destruction and chaos. Someone that's easily, you know, able to just flip like that and go off the rails to the point where they almost murdered someone, it's crazy. I'm very surprised that it took this long for any legal actions or any ramifications to happen. Because for the longest, I mean, I don't know what he's doing. He's just chilling. I don't know, you know, if there is any disciplinary actions coming from his dad. It doesn't seem like it. It just seems like he's just at the crib chilling.
On the other hand, Mark Henry broke down the seriousness of the Raja Jackson situation, pointing out that Jackson had no clearance and could even face litigation because of it. He stressed that the bigger issue was how badly Jackson took advantage in the attack. Henry said it was pure luck that Syko Stu survived, because if he hadn't, the case could have turned into manslaughter or even murder. He attempted that he's just grateful Stu was able to recover from the incident.
What really happened, Raja Jackson had no clearance, which he could possibly face litigation from that side of it. But the number one thing is the fact that he took advantage and is very lucky that Stu didn't die, because if he had, it would have been manslaughter, could have been murder. And I'm very happy that he recovered, because he didn't deserve what came to him.
Mark Henry clarified his earlier comments that were taken the wrong way after being clipped by TMZ. He explained that people only heard a small part, making it sound like he said Syko Stu got what he deserved. Henry stressed that wasn't what he meant at all. He explained Roger Jackson acted out aggressively without knowing who he was dealing with, comparing it to times when he himself challenged fighters like Brock Lesnar and Shelton Benjamin and ended up losing. But in those cases, he had asked for it. Stu, Henry emphasized, never asked for or wanted that situation, so he did not deserve what happened.
And I said that from the beginning, but it was such a short clip on TMZ that all people heard was, oh, Mark Henry said he got what he deserved. He played a serious part in it. He didn't know the situation. So he lashed out, acted out aggressively to somebody that can really, really fight. He didn't know. And when I said that sometimes you can bite off more than you can chew, I bit off more than I could chew a couple of times. Brock Lesnar, Shelton Benjamin. I challenged those guys, and both of those guys beat me. But I asked for it. Stu didn't ask for it. Stu didn't want to test himself against this guy's abilities. So he didn't deserve that.
Earlier, Mark Henry surprised fans by partially defending Roger Jackson while putting some of the blame on Syko Stu. He admitted he was never a fan of aggressive ribbing or constant jokes, saying that whenever people pushed those boundaries with him, they usually paid for it. While noting he doesn't know the full story, Henry suggested Syko Stu handled things poorly and ended up biting more off than he could chew.
I didn't like the ribbing. I didn't like the joking. And anybody that talked to me that I didn't think was worthy of having that kind of aggressive conversation, they got that work. And, I don't know the full story, but I do know what I saw. And it looked like he wasn't smart to what was going on. And the dude that was messing with him bit off more than he can chew. And, you got to be careful, one, who you mess with, and two, what kind of example are you as a veteran for inciting a ride with a kid? And he's not 12 or nothing, but he's still significantly younger. And, you want to make sure that everybody...
Meanwhile, Ariel Helwani already stated that Roger Jackson would inevitably face repercussions, whether through the law, the police, or other means. He called it absolute lunacy that Roger incriminated himself by filming the attack, admitting his intentions and later justifying it.
I don't know what repercussions Roger is going to face, but he is going to have to face repercussions. Whether it's via the court of law, whether it's via the police, whether it's via the streets, I don't know. But that was crazy, man. You incriminated yourself. You filmed yourself beating the living daylights out of another man. And then you filmed yourself telling the world that you were going to do it. And then you filmed the aftermath of you justifying it. What? Absolute lunacy.
Brian Callen also predicted that Roger Jackson would likely end up in jail, arguing the incident went far beyond a normal fight. He explained that prosecutors could pursue charges such as attempted murder, aggravated assault with intent to cause serious harm, or even assault with a deadly weapon.
I think he's going to go to jail. You can't do that.
And
I'm sorry, but there's something very wrong.
What would the charges be against him? Aggravated assault,
attempted murder.
Yeah, attempted murder.
Aggravated assault.
Bring that up, Chin. What's he looking at?
With intent to cause egregious bodily harm. You can, but
you could say what charges.
A prosecutor.
What charge? Yeah, there you go.
A prosecutor can literally charge you with attempted murder here. Assault with a deadly weapon, all kinds of stuff.
Rampage Jackson earlier shared that he believes his son Raja needs some jail time to reflect, along with community service, anger management, and therapy. At the same time, he pushed back against the idea that Raja committed attempted murder, saying he knows his son well enough to be sure that his intent wasn't a murder. Rampage explained that Raja likely didn't even realize in the moment how badly he had hurt the wrestler.
All that, Raja, I think that he should do a little time, do a little community service, and go to anger management class, see some therapy.
But that goes like some people said it was attempted murder and things like that. That's not a little time.
It wasn't attempted. murder because he wasn't trying to kill that guy.
How do you know?
Because that's my son. I know my son. Roger wasn't trying to kill nobody. He wasn't trying to kill that. He wasn't trying to kill that guy. Roger probably didn't even know how bad he hurt that guy. He wasn't trying to kill that guy.
However, Rampage Jackson argued that the situation was being exaggerated, with many people wrongly believing Raja had snuck into the ring. He explained that his son was placed in the spot and presented as if he were a pro wrestler, even though he had no business being there, and he blamed the promoters for that decision. Rampage stressed that while mistakes were made, there was never any attempt at murder.
The problem is everything got blown out of proportion, and people thought that Roger snuck into the fucking ring and did that. That's what the problem is. Like, at this point, Roger was in the act as a pro wrestler, but he ain't no pro wrestler. The promoters had no reason putting my son in that ring. But it was no attempted murder.
Rampage Jackson revealed that he had not spoken to his son because he felt their family name had been dishonored. Ariel Helwani questioned that choice, suggesting that if Rampage truly cared about his son's well-being, distancing himself might not be the best approach. Helwani explained that in his own case, even if his son did something terrible, he would still try to support him through it. Rampage clarified that he was not disowning his son permanently, but admitted he chose not to speak to him in the immediate aftermath.
Are you at all worried about his well-being?
Yeah, it's my son. I am worried about his well-being. How many kids you got?
I got 3.
All right, so why you asking me some stupid?
Well, can I be real with you?
Yeah.
I can't imagine what it would feel like to see my son do that. I also don't think I would cut my son off if he did that. So, if you are worried about his well-being, why are you not talking to him?
Because he dishonored my name. And
but he's still your son.
No, listen. I know he's my fucking son. I'm not cutting him off for forever. I just haven't talked to him.
Rampage Jackson admitted that despite his frustration, he still loved his son. He believed Raja was most likely at home while the family waited for an arrest warrant, and explained he was even prepared to turn his son in himself. Rampage made it clear that no matter how upset he was, he still had a duty as a father to care for him. He acknowledged that Raja stopped listening once he became an adult, but stressed he would always keep it real with him, never lie, and always give his honest opinion, even when truth was hard to hear.
So do you know where he is now?
Most likely he's at home. We've been waiting for a arrest warrant. As soon as we get arrest warrant, I was going to turn him in. We've been waiting for a arrest warrant or whatever. And I got him a turn. I did what my job is as a father to still take care of my son, because I still love him. Even though how upset I am at my son, I still love him. You know what I'm saying? He's my son, but ever since he's become an adult, he don't listen to shit I say. And, all I can do is like be a father. But Roger know I keep it real. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not gonna lie for him and nothing like that. And he knows that I'm gonna give him my opinion.
On the other hand, KSI broke the silence on the Raja Jackson situation, admitting he was confused at first. He explained that when he initially saw the clip, he couldn't tell if it was staged, since wrestling often includes hardcore spots with weapons or big moments. But after watching Raja repeatedly punch an unconscious opponent, he realized it wasn't part of the show. KSI mentioned hearing that someone had thrown a can at Raja earlier and later apologized, but said none of that justified Raja losing control. He called it a terrible look for Raja.
What's on the Rampage Jackson situation with Raja Jackson and the wrestler?
The Raja thing. Yeah, that mad. I couldn't tell if it was real when I first saw it, because you know how sometimes in wrestling they like to do some stuff hardcore, like whether it's barbed wire or getting hit with things. But I saw it. He was just getting punched repeatedly while the guy was unconscious. So I was like, is this a bit? And, I think I saw clips of beforehand where the guy or one of the guys was saying, you got to get your receipt on this guy because he hit him with a can, or he hit Raja with a can. But then I saw that they apologized. So I was like, I'm very confused. And then come to find out that, he just lost control. So, not a good look. Not a good look at all.
John Bradshaw Layfield labeled Roger Jackson's actions as attempted murder and placed full responsibility on him. He made it clear that regardless of the circumstances, Roger was entirely at fault. JBL expressed sympathy for Rampage Jackson, saying he shouldn't have been dragged into the situation, but emphasized that continuing to attack someone who is already unconscious is completely unacceptable.
Attempted murder. There's no other way to describe it. And I'm gonna give you some caveats about what could have been done, but I want to make it very clear. This is 100% Raja Jackson's fault. 100%. The fault and the blame lies 100% with this man. I feel sorry for Rampage. He seems like a really good guy. Talk about his son had a concussion. We can talk about that in a minute. And that he should have been there to put him in that situation, which is, I think, correct. But 100% of this blame goes on Raja. I mean, no matter what happens here, once this guy's out, the fight's over. If it is a fight, the guy didn't know he was in a fight. So forget about the fact that, the guy thought he was working and, he knocks him out. But at that point, it's just attempted murder. I mean, you're hitting. I don't care what happens. I don't care if you just happen in the back. A guy's down and out and you just keep punching him. There's no call for that.
Referee Big John McCarty placed a full responsibility on Roger Jackson for the incident. He expressed sympathy for Quentin Rampage Jackson as a father, but stressed that no parent can control every decision their child makes. McCarty explained that young men often make mistakes that can change the course of their lives, and unfortunately, Roger's actions were one of those serious, life-altering mistakes.
Look, this all comes back to one person. Let's put the blame where it belongs, and it belongs on Roger Jackson. And as much as I love Quentin and I hate for him to have to go through this as a father, you cannot be there at all times. And your son is young. I have, my sons are all grown up, but there's times when they're going to go do something. You're saying, hey, don't do something stupid that's going to alter your life. Okay? Be smart. And I used to say that line all the time because young men do stupid things. And those stupid things can alter your life forever. And unfortunately, Raja went and did a fucking stupid thing.
John McCarty stated that when Roger Jackson jumped on an unconscious opponent and threw 22 straight punches, the act went into attempted murder territory. He explained that this went far beyond battery or assault, noting Roger could face attempted murder charges and might only avoid them through a plea deal to aggravated assault. McCarty stressed that even though the incident happened in a wrestling ring where some contact is expected, no one ever consents to being attacked while unconscious.
When he jumped on an unconscious person and then started throwing punches, 22 unanswered blows, okay, you're talking about attempted murder. You're not talking about battery. You're not talking about assault. You're not talking about aggravated assault. He'll be lucky. They're going to put, trust me, they're going to put that thing up at attempted murder. And he'll be lucky if he pleads out that they'll bring it down to something like aggravated assault, because that's where it's headed. And I hate to say that, but I've seen it in the past, and Raja stepped so far into it with what he did. And it was so, this is one person attacking another person. Yeah, it was in a pro wrestling ring. And yeah, Syko Stu knew that he was going to come in, and yeah, he knew he was going to get slammed. He didn't know someone was going to waylay him for 22 shots while he was unconscious.
So that wraps up today's video, and hopefully you've enjoyed it. Share your thoughts in the comment section and make sure to subscribe to our channel for more amazing videos.